Jennifer Zuppiroli has just returned from the Canary Islands, and she joins us now live from Madrid. Thank you so much for being with us. Jennifer, you know, they're lucky, I guess, to have survived, but these children have been left with severe psychological scars. We've described a little bit of the trauma that they may have witnessed, but tell us more about what they've already been through just by the time they reach the Canary Islands.
Yes, hello, good evening. Thanks for inviting us. Yes, as you have mentioned, of course, children are really the victims of these kind of situations. We have to understand there are a lot of children that actually were born in transit during the migratory path, and some others have reached the Canary Islands with very, very early ages. And so we are seeing how children have suffered during the migratory path, and they have been experiencing situations such as violence, such as crossing borders, such as being from 1 week to 15 days in the boats trying to reach the Canary Islands with very bad weather and very bad conditions during their journeys.
Right, and the things they've witnessed, some of them, I mean, we mentioned, you know, seeing people die. I mean, that's horrific for a child to see. You almost think that the children that are born may be luckier because they won't have a memory of all of this trauma. And then when they land on the islands, you know, they're faced with even more the horrific conditions. I mean, how poor are the facilities there to host them?
Well, we have to understand that in last year, just in January, the Canary Islands were only receiving and hosting 300 children. And right now we're talking about more than 2,000 migrant children who are being hosted under the minors protection system in the Canary Islands. This has led the authorities to have to give a very, very rapid and quick reaction. And so they had to start opening centers in order to guarantee that children are received and have a bed in where to stay and adults to look after them. And so that has led, of course, to a very chaotic situation, very difficult situation for authorities to guarantee that reception conditions are the adequate ones and that children are always under the protection of someone.
Okay. You know, for those that actually get there, they've had to cross, we haven't really described, I mean, very treacherous Atlantic waters. This is the open Atlantic. Why do they do this in the first place? Why are these children brought on these boats? What are their parents or their family members? What are they running from so desperately that it's worth taking this risk?
Yes, well, of course, we see a lot of different experiences, also depending, of course, on the nationalities of the children. But you have, as you have mentioned before, there are a lot of children coming from West African countries, which who are running away from very difficult situations, such as territories of origin in which there is violence, in which there are terroristic groups, in which you cannot live in a safe place. And mostly if you're a child, and imagine if you are a girl, of course, that situation is even worse. So what we are seeing is children both separated or just children who have left their home countries by themselves, fleeing from situations of high violence and conflicts. And for this reason, we remember the authorities that, of course, children are also likely to be beneficiaries of international protection. That's very important to remember.
Right. Now, you are saying that these children need psychological support. Tell us in what form you want to see that and what will happen if they don't get it.
Yes, what we are asking the authorities is to keep in mind that all interventions and all the support that we have to give to children has to be child-centered, and this means that children cannot be treated as other types of migrants, such as adults, for example, men and women. But we must provide them with psychological support. Of course, we have to guarantee that they feel safe after reaching in our country, which means that they must be granted with someone that can speak their language. This is very important. And also that we have to give the adequate support and the adequate reception conditions in order to make them feel home again, because we are talking about children that haven't been in a place they call home for a long period, and they have to regather confidence in adults and in people that are around them and that will accompany them.
Okay, Jennifer Zuppiroli, thank you so much for being with us.